I'm Joe Biden. This is the Wired autocomplete interview I'm about to do.
Have you ever Googled yourself before?
No, I try not to. First card here. Is Joe Biden a Democrat or Republican? What a silly question, man. What else would you be but a Democrat? I'd have to change my name if I wasn't a Democrat. My grandfather Finney would come back from his grave. All right, is Joe Biden running for president? Yes, I am. I'm running for president. Is Joe Biden going to win? As my grandfather would say, the grace of God, the goodwill of the neighbors, and the creek not rising, yes, I'm going to win. Is Joe Biden a billionaire? Unfortunately, I'm not. Okay, is Joe Biden religious? I do not proselytize, but I'm a practicing Catholic, yes. Is Joe Biden Irish? Absolutely. My mom's side, 100% Irish, and my dad's side, half Irish. We don't admit to the other part. Is Joe Biden in Parks and Rec? Yes, I was in Parks and Rec. As long as I didn't have to do anything other than play myself, I said I'd do it. Met a lot of good people. Is Joe Biden left-handed? No, that's why I'm having trouble pulling these off with my left hand. Is Joe Biden a vegan? No, Joe Biden's not a vegan, although my wife is pushing me. Most of the meals I eat, quite frankly, don't have meat. A lot of chicken, a fair amount of fish. I'm big on ice cream, and that puts me in real trouble. You know what I mean? And so after all these years, it's very disappointing to be known for two things, my Ray-Bans and ice cream. It's pretty dull. Okay, does Joe Biden have a brother? I'm lucky I have two younger brothers. I'm the oldest of three, and I've got a sister who's the love of my life. Does Joe Biden have a dog? I have two dogs. I have two German Shepherds. One I got when I got named Vice President of the United States by Barack. It was bribery on the part of my family. They said, if you agree, we'll get you a dog again. So I have a dog named Champ. He's getting to be an old guy. And to keep him young, we went out and got another dog from the rescue center. And his name is Major. Does Joe Biden have a law degree? Yes, I do. I have a law degree from Syracuse University, and I practiced law for a while here in Delaware. Did Joe Biden ever serve in the military? No, I haven't, but we're a military family. My son Bo served in the military, passed away, spent a year in Iraq, won the Bronze Star, Conspicuous Service Medal, and a number of other commendations. Did Joe Biden ever have a job? Yeah, I've had a job. I used to be a lifeguard for years. And when I ran for the United States Senate, they said, well, why do you want a 29-year-old guy who's only been a lifeguard? Well, the truth was I was a practicing lawyer. I've been a public defender, and I had my own small law firm. But I got elected when I was 29, and then I had another job, although I guess people don't consider being a senator a job, but that was my other job. Did I go to college? Yes, I did go to college. I went to the University of Delaware, and I enjoyed it. It's a great school. That's where my sister went, and my brothers as well. I had two majors. I majored in history and political science and had a minor in English. Did Joe Biden used to be a Republican? No, never. But I tell you what, it did happen. When I came back to Delaware from law school, my city was occupied by the National Guard because of the fact that Dr. King had been assassinated. The Democratic Party at the time was much more conservative than the Republican Party, so I couldn't bring myself to register as a Republican because I wasn't big on Richard Nixon. And I registered as an independent. But shortly thereafter, I helped change the Democratic Party to be a mainstream Democratic Party. It was a fairly conservative party when I first got back. Can Joe Biden, this ought to be good, play sports? I told my son when I died I wanted only 4 words: father, son, brother, athlete. I was a pretty good athlete in high school, played a little bit in college, played football and baseball in a couple leagues when I got out of school. Yes, I love sports. Can Joe Biden eat ice cream? Well, some people think that's all I do is eat ice cream. You know, my mom, when my dad passed away, she moved in with us reluctantly because she wanted her independence, and I'd stop and see her before I'd go upstairs, and my wife would say, "You've been with your mother. I can smell ice cream." Anyway, the point is I love ice cream, always have. My favorite, by the way, is chocolate chip. Can Joe Biden yell? Well, I don't yell very much. I can yell when I'm cheering for my kids and my granddaughters. They're good athletes, but that's about it. Was Joe Biden a vice president? Yes, I was. I served with a great guy. Barack Obama was one of the great honors of my life. He was a man of significant integrity, and one of the best things ever did. Was Joe Biden in a fraternity? No, I never joined a fraternity. Was Joe Biden an actor? You can tell by this. No, Joe Biden's not an actor. I'm not very good at playing anything but myself. So, I used to be a very bad stutterer when I was a kid and all through high school. That wasn't the reason I wasn't an actor, but I've always felt self-conscious about trying to be something that I wasn't, and that acting requires you to be able to do that. Okay, what is Joe Biden's immigration policy? Keep families together. Immigration built this country. We're all, with the exception of the original sin of slavery, we're all immigrants. It's the reason why we're the great country we are. We've been able to cherry pick the best of every culture in the world. For someone to come here, like my great-great-grandfather getting on a coffin ship in the Irish Sea back in 1848, it took courage, it took optimism, it took determination. That's why we're who we are. We're a nation of immigrants and proud of it. What is Joe Biden's plan for improving the economy? You know, there used to be a basic bargain in America. If you contributed to the well-being of the operation you worked for, you got to share in the benefits. That's changed in the last 20 years because of corporate greed, because of a range of other things, and because of, particularly now in this administration, the way in which it doesn't take care of people who bust their neck. My dad used to say, everyone is entitled to be treated with dignity. And how can you have dignity if you're working 40 hours a week and you can't afford health care? You can't afford to take care of your children. You can't afford housing. That's the reason I'm running for president, because I'm going to change that. We're going to rebuild the middle class and this time bring everybody along. What is Joe Biden's view on education? My wife, Jill, has a great expression. She's a doctor of education and she's been a teacher for years. And she'd say, any country that out-educates us will out-compete us. And so that's why I strongly believe we should, at both ends of the spectrum, change it so that every child, 3, 4, and 5 years old, can go to school. School, not daycare, school. And all the studies show that increases exponentially their chance of success. And at the other end of it, we should have free community college, free college for 4 years of college of a state university if you come from a family making less than $125,000. And we should be investing in apprenticeships across the board. We can do anything when we put our minds to it. What is Joe Biden saying about impeachment? Obviously, the president didn't learn anything from being impeached and not convicted. The reason he got impeached was he went to another country to ask them to get involved in our political process, which is an impeachable offense. He got impeached, but then the Republican Senate refused, even though some acknowledged he did what he said, that it didn't warrant being kicked out of office. We are really not following the law very well these days. What's Joe Biden's stance on gun control? Number one, assault weapons are weapons of death. They have no rationale for being owned by individuals on the street. They should be outlawed. They were eliminated. They came back after a 10-year elimination of them. From the very beginning, you weren't allowed to have certain weapons. You weren't allowed to own a cannon during the Revolutionary War as an individual. Anybody think you should be able to go out and have a machine gun these days? And the answer is no. We have a rational policy. No amendment to the Constitution is absolute. Secondly, everyone should have a universal background check in order to determine whether they're capable of owning a weapon, whether they should own a weapon. Okay. Why is Joe Biden running for president? I'm running for president for 3 reasons. One, to restore the soul of this country. This president started off dividing us based on race, religion, ethnicity. One of the reasons I decided to run this time, I hadn't planned on it, was what happened in Charlottesville, when those folks came out of the woods carrying torches, carrying swastikas. And then when a young woman was killed, he was asked to comment. And he said there were fine people on both sides. No president has ever said anything like that. We have to restore the soul of this country. We, the people, we hold these truths to be self-evident. He's walked away from that. The second reason I'm running is to restore the backbone of this country, the middle class, and this time bring everybody along. Black, white, all colors, all backgrounds, men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot. And the third reason I'm running is to unite the country. This is not who we are. We're better than this. We're better than what we have now. And the American people, I think, know that. Why is Joe Biden a good candidate? What I've always said when I won the first time as a kid running for the Senate at 29, people would come along and say, what's the secret? Like there had to be a secret if I won at that age. I'd say, look, if you're going to run for office, figure out what you're willing to lose over. Say what you mean what you say, and don't rationalize. Tell the truth and let the cards fall where they may. Why would you want the job unless you did that? Why is Joe Biden a Democrat? Because we start off with the proposition that anybody given a half a chance has the capacity to do anything, but they need a chance. It's all about having a chance. My dad used to say, Joey, I don't expect the government to solve my problems, but I expect them to understand my problems. Give me a fighting chance. No guarantees. A lot of people have not had much of a fighting chance, and you're seeing that in this pandemic. Look at the people carrying us on their backs. Those people making $7, $8 an hour. Those people in the grocery store stacking product. Those people driving the trucks. Those people who are out there as nurses' aides. Those people are putting on garbage bags because they didn't have the protective equipment. I hope that the blinders have been taken off here. The very people showing up to help you, the very people who saved your lives, the very people who are working for you are people who, in fact, are of all backgrounds, all colors, and all interest. And so we got to unite the country. Thank you.